Hi, Trevor here, reflecting on life through music. Welcome and thank you for stopping by. It's fantastic you are here. Well, I trust you enjoyed my last video on Donna Summer, and through her song She Works Hard for the Money, we looked at the fact that we need to be kind to people because we never really know what their stories are underneath. So I trust you found that one an encouragement, and certainly if you are one that is working hard for the money, I trust that Donna's song encouraged you a little. Well, we're going from there to an absolute megastar of the music industry today. This lass was born in 1944 in Detroit, singer, songwriter, and actress. Now, together with Florence Ballard and Mary Wilson, and we really got to give credit to both of these girls, first of all, for the contribution they have made to the music in their own rights as well. The Diana Ross, who we're going on to today, had one of the biggest acts in the 1960s. These three were absolute megastars, and the Supremes, Florence, Mary, and Diana, well and truly ripped up the dance floor for quite a long time, 1962 to 1976. In fact, during that time, there were 29 studio albums, 4 live albums, and it estimated, and about 100 singles actually. Wow. And estimated that they had sold 100 million albums. That's pretty successful in the scheme of things, but generally regarded as the best charting girl group, not necessarily the highest seller, but the number one hits and all of that sort of thing. And so, the Supremes were massive in the 1960s and had a pretty big career. It was around 1970, Diana Ross, who was the lead singer of the Supremes, decided to start venturing out solo. And bearing in mind that the Supremes were still going to around 1976, so there was a 6-year lap period there. And so Diana Ross decided to go out on her own a little, and certainly between 1970 and 2021, there's been 25 studio albums, 5 live albums, 30 compilation albums, 1 EP, 91 singles. And amongst that 91 singles, 70 of them have been hits. So this girl's absolutely massive when it comes to music. Very much, and some awards she's won. Oh, by the way, she's been in some movies and had these multiple TV appearances. There are 8 American Music Awards, 1 Grammy Award, a Golden Globe Award for acting, and a Tony Award for stage. So screen, stage, movies. This girl can do everything. And she also has a pretty amazing voice. To sell 100 million albums, first of all, as part of the Supremes, and then also the significant number in her own right. She's well regarded by everyone pretty much. Whenever Diana Ross is in the building, you well and truly know about it. As well as those awards I mentioned before, she was also honoured by the Kennedy Center. Such other acts as Led Zeppelin, Billy Joel have been honoured there. So that's a pretty prestigious one right there. Billboard Award in 1976 awarded her the Best Female Entertainer of the Century. She was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame as part of the Supremes. She's received a Grammy Lifetime Achievement Award, and she has been awarded the Presidential Medal of Freedom. So Diana Ross today. Now, there is just so much we could talk about this girl. The fact that she's extremely good looking. She's an absolute showgirl, and she knows exactly how to give her audience a great time. It's a Diana Ross experience, not just a concert. The greatest entertainer of all time is a pretty amazing thing to be able to say. And together with the Supremes, she's known what it means to, I suppose, get established in the music industry, but also to be able to continue that in a solo right. So we're talking about music royalty today, worldwide music royalty almost. Now I was thinking about what song I would talk about with Diana Ross today, and I'll get onto the clips in a minute, but I thought where we would go today is the song Chain Reaction. This came out in 1985 off the Eaten Alive album, And interestingly, it was the Bee Gees that wrote this song, and you can see a bit of their backup happening in the official clip on this one. So chain reaction, we never know in our life when we step out and do something, what's going to lead on from that. And we might find ourselves being expanded into new horizons and to new things. And we're thinking, oh, right, okay, so that's led to that, and that's led to that, and that's led to that. Then we end up meeting somebody just in conversation, then it goes on to stuff further. I think the important thing to realise is that there is a chain reaction to the world. If we put ourselves out there, generally the world will respond at some point and give you a bit of a go. But what's the thing that's needed for a chain reaction to start? Well, it's the first step. The first step. We don't always know what all the steps are going to be. In fact, we probably never really know what all the steps are going to be. We just know what the next one's going to be. And then when we take that one, we then work out what the next one's going to be. And that's how life happens. If we're waiting for, all the steps to emerge and to eventuate, you'll probably be still starting at the starting line, and the chain reaction won't start. And certainly for those that have found success, it's all about that first step. And when you take that first step, you then often go on to other things. Now, Diana Ross is no stranger to chain reactions, certainly with the Supremes. And then in her own right, she has found incredible success. Now, she could have said to herself, okay, I'm going to just finish with the Supremes and that's it. But no, she kept on going, and certainly a chain reaction came out in 1985. She was really truly establishing herself in a solo career. So I think the message to take away from Diana Ross today and from chain reaction is this. If you're finding yourself stuck at the moment and you're thinking, oh, life's just not happening and I'm a bit whatever, perhaps what's required from you, perhaps what you require from yourself is a step to be taken. You just take that step, and then you never know what's going to happen. Because often, what happens. Like I actually gave a talk today for the first time, and I've been gathering some information over the years about the stuff I've been interested in, and because of that, I was able to actually present and it didn't take me too hard to think. Oh, there's another example where a country, one of the poorest countries in the world, is looking for toilets to be built, and I just happen to know some people that may be able to fund that. So we've started the process off. We've written the proposal, and we'll see what happens from there. We've got to take a step. And sometimes we think, oh man, this step is just a bit too big for me. I'm not going to do that. But you know what? We deserve big things sometimes. Sometimes big things happen. We don't think we're the guys to do it, but sometimes we are. And we don't know until we take that first step. And and as we are stepping out, I suppose, in faith a little bit, we find out stuff about ourselves we didn't think we were capable of doing. And that inspires us even further. So if you're stuck right now, what's the next step you can take? If you are finding success but starting to get a little bit bored, what is the next step you can take? There are always steps we can take. It could be that the step is in a completely different direction to where you are now. You've found success in your career and you want to do something else. But the thing is to take a step, because we're going into the unknown. And, that's often where the excitement is. Just think about driving, you drive past the road and you think, oh, I wonder where that goes. So you just turn down it, and often it's those details, which are those detours, which are the pleasant surprise. So take a step and let the chain reaction begin. I trust you'll find that one an encouragement today. Well, on to the clips. And so, yes, I thought we've got, first of all, You Can't Hurry Love. This is a live performance by the Supremes in 1966, the Ed Sullivan Show. So this came off the album The Supreme A Go Go from 1966. So here you'll get to see Diana Ross where it all started, with both Florence and Mary doing the backups behind her. Then we move on to the Motown 25th anniversary. Now, of course, if you're going to have a Motown anniversary, you're going to get Diana Ross in there because they were one of the biggest in the 60s and an incredible charter for Motown, that is for sure. Ain't No Mountain High Enough, which many people have covered since. I think in Australia, Jimmy Barnes is one that has covered this song. So here we got Diana Ross in 1970 here, and she is in her traditional, typical Diana Ross style, just playing with the audience here, compelling the audience to listen, and for her to deliver one of her most iconic songs, really, Ain't No Mountain High Enough, for me to get to you, babe. It's just a real, I want you in my life, and I'm going to do everything to get there. Let's not forget, by the way, that when we do have that person in our life, that there is still no Ain't No Mountain High Enough. So it's a bit of a challenge to all of us, I'm thinking, including myself. And then we do have Chain Reaction. Now, as I said, this came off the Eaten Alive album from 1985, written by the Bee Gees. This is the official clip, and what I love about this particular clip, it just kind of tips its hat. And what is it about 1985? Oh my goodness, so many albums came out in that year. Iconic albums. It's almost like the whole industry got together and said, right, we're going to make this the best year ever. So Chain Reaction came out in that year, and here we have a bit of a nostalgic journey going back to Diana Ross in her early days and then to where she is now. So Chain Reaction is probably the song, when I think of Diana Ross, that's the song I think of. And certainly when I was in 1985, when I was around about 13, 14 years old, really starting to learn what this music stuff was. That was probably the first clip I saw of Diana Ross's. So it's great. It's great to reminisce on that. And the links to all of those songs are in the description below. And I've also included my last video from Donna Summer. So if you want to recap on that one, feel free. Well, if you've come back for another one when we've looked at chain reactions and steps we need to take, I thank you for doing so. Well, if this is your first time, the Life Reflections Through Music, thank you for coming and welcome to the channel. The encouragement always is to everybody, please hang around to the end of my videos. There might be something interesting. We don't do more than just react. We tend to create a bit of value and some reflection as well. So that's it for today. Next time we're actually going to go back to, back when I first started, the videos weren't so good. They are there for you to look at. We're going to go back to the Doobie Brothers, so they'll be with us next time. So until then, I'll catch you around. Bye for now.